What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Harrison, and today we are reacting to IGN's "We Played Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League and Did Not Like It" video. I've seen some stuff about this already. Some of the the memes going around, I guess. Um, this is one of those games where obviously it's made by Rocksteady, who made the incredible Arkham Knight trilogy, like probably still the best, like, man, probably like one of the best, like my favorite superhero game of all time. If you consider Batman a superhero, probably like a little bit better than Spider-Man, to be honest. I haven't played Spider-Man 2, but probably like it better than Spider-Man at this point, or still. Um, yeah, this game has never looked good to me. Obviously in the same universe as Batman, never looked good to me. They had like that trailer last year that showed off all the gameplay, and it just looks like a live servicey type of game. I don't know when developers are gonna get it in their heads that we don't want the live action crap in our single player games. I mean, look at stuff like Anthem, and I don't have any other examples off the top of my head, but we just don't want that type of stuff in our single games that should be single player, you know? So we're gonna react to it. I haven't seen this yet. It could look interesting. It could look bad. I'll scrub through. If there's any like kind of boring spots, I'll skip around a little bit if I have to. But let's dive in and see what this looks like. It obviously got delayed, so it's coming out soon. So we'll see.
Worth it.
The best part of Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League after playing it for a few hours is the story, and yes, it certainly seems like you will be killing characters you know and love.
Hey, your face always looks so.
The concept is cool. I don't know if
Lots
it's
of
concept
death happening here.
out of the comics.
That's
I have
also
no
a big
idea.
part of the problem I have with the entire premise. I can't help but shake that there's no way Rocksteady is going to let any of this stick. Our heroes have done terrible things. There will be a time reversal mechanic or some alternate Earth timeline that comes along and washes away all of the terrible awfulness that happens during the story. From enslaving a child form of poison ivy to straight up watching your heroes murder people, there's a lot here to make you feel a bit uncomfortable about the journey you're being
Again,
taken
a really
on.
a really cool concept.
I put the bloody bomb in the head ages ago.
What?
And when you pair this disconnect with game mechanics straight out of the likes of Destiny, Anthem,
Destiny.
or Marvel's Avengers,
There
I'm
we
left
go.
worried
Avengers,
about the final
that's what I
product
was
coming
thinking of.
together in a way that works. The fun just wasn't there for me, at least not yet. Let me explain in
just
more
does not
detail.
look-
The story has its fun moments, yes, and the team banter, at least during the cutscenes, is when Kill the Justice League is at its best.
Awesome.
Aw, he's so sweet. He's not gonna make it.
The cutscenes have clearly been given a lot of love. Meanwhile, the character models look great, the voice acting is on point, and there are
Does
a
look
lot
good
of
in the
moments where I
cutscenes.
genuinely laugh thinking this could be enough to carry me through the messy and tired open world missions. While they could reverse
I'll
time
pause
to
it for
fix
a
the
second.
morality issues at play, chances are that will be difficult given the planned expansions, story additions, and gear chases coming later in the form of free updates. That means we'll be stuck with the terrible things that transpire, and if the name sticks, stuck with a dead Justice League. At one point, the team puts a bomb in the head of Poison Ivy, who just happens to be a child. But hey, they punch Boomerang for putting a bomb in her head, so let's move on from that whole enslaving a child thing. I get it's Poison Ivy and this is kind of Waller's thing, but I'm using it to illustrate a
Hey,
point.
it's
All
the
of
actors
these
from
things in one package feels like an odd
Jedi games.
mix. Rocksteady had
remember
a
her name.
winning formula with the Batman
God, Batman
games
was
and is
so-
trying to write a completely new book. But so far,
I can get to it
lightning
in
is
time.
not in this.
So just look. This UI is like.
Bottle.
Can I? I don't know if I can get rid of it, but man, you've got your. And again, there's nothing wrong with like having a large UI, like a UI that's got a lot of stuff going on. I don't necessarily have a problem with that, but I mean, you've got literally every single part of the corners and sides are full with something. You've got you've got your leaderboards, whatever this Batman thing is, I'm not quite sure. You got your map, you've got your guns, your health, it looks like your special. I'm not quite sure. It's just really full. And then on top of that, you've got all this stuff over here, the little icons. I'm not sure what those do. Probably I don't know, something going on the map, and then you have like the Borderlands Destiny style numbers that come out. It's a lot going on. I don't love it. I don't love it.
A live service game from Rocksteady is not what I had on my wish list this year. The team is single-handedly responsible for making some of the best combat I have ever experienced.
Like, look how
The
plain
Predator sections in the Arkham series also allowed
look
you
how
to
plain
tackle
the
them
UI
with
is in this. Like, it's just like one thing right here. I don't know. I know it's kind of nitpicky, but
stealth or brute force, adding further flavor and variety to Bruce Wayne's vigilantism. To this day, in fact, you can find ridiculous takedown montages on YouTube and TikTok for Batman Arkham Knight. Unfortunately for Suicide Squad, once the fun story bits end, you're left with a much less inspired combat system, and an open world that's filled with tedious tasks that are more about grinding through traditional
man, that's
tropes
such a
like
bummer.
point
Like, they're
defense or
they've
collect
been
the
working on this game for
material
like
and turn
9
it in.
years,
There
8
are
years.
shining moments with the combat, such as the powerful feeling of takedowns, and there does seem to be some depth to the build variety, but you'll do it surrounded by teammates who won't shut up with their quips, which quickly becomes annoying.
Feels
Can we
good to be an
start?
apex
I might
predator.
look chill, but that's just my UX design.
I mean, like
Sometimes it's to the point that you'll get 2
every
to 3
character has a
lines of
gun.
dialogue overlapping while you're just waiting for your crew at a
crazy.
checkpoint. And when the combat does start, it has its fun moments, but it also has weird issues like long animations to regen your shield, or you'll get knocked out of an animation for unclear reasons. I thought it was just me, but it also happens in this provided footage straight from WB. While we have this provided boss fight footage against the Flash to reference, I just want to mention that I found this fight incredibly annoying. There's no indication of where the Flash is most times, and he's the Scarlet Speedster, so he's just constantly zipping around the map. That didn't make the fight hard, it just made it frustrating.
And then he stops
You
and
get
you
a
shoot. Yeah,
handful of
this is
shots
just-
on him before he teleports
I'm sorry, this
to
just
the
does
next
not look good
location.
at all.
So you're just trying to chase him down or catch him standing in one spot long enough to get hits in before he does it all again.
Yeah, I got a
do wish
feeling
there
this
was
game
a
is
bit of a
going to,
he's
unless
down,
I'm
get
just
a
I just
moment,
don't understand
but
today's market.
unfortunately, it seems like that trope
I
wasn't
just
used
don't
here.
think
Now, WB also sent over
this
some
game is
footage
gonna
of
do well
an
at all.
experienced Shark player wrecking shop, so I'll include some footage of their gameplay in this video preview to show what it looks like when someone has played for hundreds of hours versus a couple of hours at a preview event. In the open world, however, missions tend to favor many of the tired and true types, which makes them feel a bit like uninspired
Like all
filler.
the
Like, stop me if you've heard this one before, you defend a point from waves of enemies that spawn.
God.
Sound familiar? Now imagine every time you defeat a handful of
I'm
these
being very
enemies,
critical,
you
and
just
I'm
stand
aware
around
of that.
waiting
But
with
this
nothing to
this
do.
just does
This
not
was
look
exactly what happened during one of the
good
core
at
story
all.
missions, and the padding feels completely unnecessary. When the next quest started, I stood there while Amanda Waller called my character on comms and bantered with Poison Ivy before sending me back to the other end of the map to save citizens in a flying bus that looked like it's straight out of Fortnite.
I hate this Task Force X.
At least the Riddler puzzles are making a return from the Arkham games, bringing at least one familiar fun activity to Suicide Squad's Metropolis.
That's cool.
Within this city's fiscal stash, Lex Luthor sits upon your cash.
At least I hope they're fun because I didn't actually get to solve any of them. The potential saving grace for all my gripes could be that the whole combat system comes together a lot better when you get to sit down and actually make a build. Which we didn't have a chance to do right away at the preview event. For some context, we
making a
started
build
playing
doesn't
through the same
seem-
tutorial from the beta and picking a
I'm being
character,
super critical.
Deadshot in my
I'm sorry.
case. After that, we jumped straight into Chapter 3 where I tried out Shark because the character I had been playing on was taken. What I didn't realize was that Chapter 3 gives you complete build control, and having played on a different class, it took me a bit of our session to get warmed up to the new movement mechanics Shark has compared to Deadshot. If we look back at that provided Flash gameplay, it looks like the player has a good grasp at movement, but it all comes back to similar core mechanics. Aim gun, shoot gun, and those core mechanics in a game like Destiny really save it. Here, it just feels samey across the board, even with each character's abilities sprinkled in. I didn't really get time to look at my gear stats and throw something together to try out, but I did try a build recommendation from Jack Hackett, production manager at Rocksteady. But again, I didn't really have enough time to get used to how it's supposed to flow together. However, his excitement about the build possibilities does continue to give me a glimmer of hope.
To
give you a taste of what you'll be looking at in terms of complexity, there are weapon afflictions that attach an elemental effect to weapons like Deep Freeze that does cold damage for a period of time. Penguin will let you craft new weapons, shield mods, traversal mods, or grenades. And there are some interesting guns here, like Bugs a Poppin' that will not do damage to a Terminant, but will slow down every enemy within 10 meters. And there was this one slot machine grenade that was also pretty fun. Each character also has a skill tree they can upgrade, and all of that is on top of weapons and mods that work together to give you passive buffs when you pair, say, two Gizmo gear pieces together to do more burning damage.
Yeah, I'm so good with like mods.
Like grenades do 50% less damage,
that's like one of my
have a
least
100% chance to burn all enemies.
I know
I didn't like even in Suicide Squad kill the Justice League in this preview.
Even like God of War, I didn't
really
necessarily
want to be wrong about it. Not only is Rocksteady one of my favorite developers, but this genre is one I've spent far too much time in across Destiny, Anthem, and yes, even Marvel's Avengers. But while there is a story here that makes me wonder where the heck it's all going, I left the preview even less optimistic than when I came in. Here's hoping Suicide Squad wins me back when it releases on February 2nd. Are you excited about Suicide Squad? Let me know.
Yeah, again, I know I'm being super critical of the game. But I mean the Arkham trilogy was one of my favorite trilogies back on like the 360 days. Like it was so good, and to see, and again, I haven't played it, so it could be good, but from what I've seen so far, this just looks mediocre. It just looks like another potentially good single player game forced, and the publisher wanted to force in live service stuff. Like Marvel's Avengers, like I really did enjoy that story. But it started to get a little bit worse once they opened it up and you could, do the three player co-op and go in there. I never actually did that co-op, but it just, once they got to that element in the gaming, it really just kind of deterred me away a little bit. I still ended up finishing that game and I enjoyed it for what it was, but yeah, let's stop putting in live service stuff into single player games. It's insane. Anyways, I hope you guys like this reaction. Again, I know it was very negative on the game, but I feel like a lot of people have the same sentiment. Like it's just, it's a bummer. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see y'all in the next video. Thank y'all so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Consider subscribing to the channel. I'll let YouTube algorithm pick one of my videos below for you guys to watch. Give it a click, and I hope you enjoy. And I will see you in the next video.